Welcome to NOLA Film Scene with TJ Plato.
I'm TJ.
And as always, I'm Plato. We are live.
Welcome back to NOLA Film Scene.
And we are with
Grace LaRacca. Hi, guys.
Hey, Grace.
How are y'all
So
doing?
good to see you again.
You too, guys. You too. Thank you for having me on.
We got her on. And you are known for...
A few things. I've played some really badass women in film. One of my favorites was like a, shoot 'em up gun type, but I was also the innocent. It was, I can't remember the movie right now, but I will remember during this interview. And then also I used to do a lot of behind the scenes, which is running a mean base camp, a really good base camp. So I've done, I've been in the film world a long time.
Nice. So you and I met on our friend Olivia's film. That was actually my first feature film. Yeah, my first feature and I did one thing with Speaking Lines before that, but I count that really as my first thing.
Uh-huh.
The other was just kind of a web series. I don't really count it.
That counts. That's something for sure.
So when I got there, it was kind of intimidating for me. I don't intimidate very easily, but I felt, at my age, it felt like a long time since I was the new guy at anything. And everybody else that was there just seemed so experienced, and everybody was kind, but everybody had been doing it for a while. And I'm like, I hope I don't mess up. I didn't have a lot of lines, but it was a little bit intimidating to be around everybody. Y'all all knew each other, and everybody was friendly.
High school, right? Like the clique in high school with like lunch tables. You have to find the table. You have to set up.
But it didn't feel isolating or anything like that. Just, people with experience, and there was me. But I remember you were very kind, and yeah, that was the big scene that we met, was the big ending scene where it was the convention toward the end of the movie. So a lot of the different actors were there for that one. I know there were some scenes. I don't think Tatiana Piper was there.
No, but it was a lot of moving pieces and parts of that scene. It was a lot of different characters in that scene. That was such a fun scene. It was such a fun scene. And I did play a police officer, a cop. Hopefully I was funny in it, but
you were, yeah.
Did it come out funny?
It did. It was funny, yeah, for sure it was.
Yeah, no, that was a really fun scene. What were you saying though?
No, just that was where you and I met and worked together, was on that film project. And you, among others, stood out as just being very kind and professional.
Yeah.
People just, I don't know, between takes, people were friendly, and it was a lot of fun. It was a fun, big scene, big evening.
It was really fun because first of all, like them directing is like us, like our people. Like we're, I was so proud of her just doing her thing as an actor and also, director, and then getting her friends involved with that. So I can't wait to see it. But I'll tell you a little secret on that. So we'd done my fittings or not fittings, but like, to make sure the sizes. And I was newly pregnant then. So I hadn't told like anyone at all. And I was like, I told my, I don't know if you remember Cody, but I was like, my pants were tight. I was like, oh Lord, my pants are tight. But it was funny. I was very newly pregnant then. So that was a really special, I was like, that was my baby's first, acting gig. She was in my belly and she was acting actually.
Nice.
So that was really
It doesn't get any better than that. She's
right.
Starting from the very, very beginning.
Yes, she is. Yes.
Has she done anything? Have you put her in? Has she done any commercials or any?
No.
Anything?
Yes. She actually, I love that. It was, talking about me, but now it's like baby time. Sophie, her name's Sophia. She's the brightest little star in the world, but she did her first commercial, at 3 months old. And It was so cute. And she literally she was like the ending scene of the commercial and she smiled at like 3 months old. It was really cool. It was her and I. So it was really special that she was, it was together. We were mom and baby together. And then she's done a couple other like photo shoots. And every time I audition now, she'll like run to it and be like, audition. And she'll like say her name. She'll slate. Like she'll say, I'm Sophia and 2. Like, that's what she says. And I'm like, you're so cute. Like, I love that. She wants to do it with me all the time when I have auditions.
That's great. And to me, slates are the hardest part, and she's already got it down, so she'll be set.
She's got it down with her twinkle in her eye already with that, with slating. Yes. So what else? What were you going to say, Brian?
I was just thinking a friend helped me with slating, because slating, hi, my name is Brian Plato, I'm 5'9", feels very boring. And it was for a voiceover audition. And he goes, think of this. Put in your head, you're at the Mardi Gras parade. And my friend he's from Canada. And he's like, oh yeah, and people, you're having fun. Hey, I know you. Who are you? Where are you from? And then it made myself laugh. Oh, I'm Brian Plato, and I'm 5'9". I'm here from Metairie, Louisiana. And it just changed the whole feeling of just the slate. And so
I can't stand this. That's good. That's a tip. I'm always like the hands. I'm like, what do you do with your hands? Like, do you smile? Do you like cover I'm always like playing like honestly peekaboo or something, because I'm like,
yeah,
like I look kind of crazy when I'm showing you my hand. And then half the time my nails are like not done. So I'm always like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. I'm doing my best to get these slates out in my hands. So
mine is I'll groom and then like 2 or 3 straight, or the beard, or I forget to shave the top. So the lighting behind me, and it's just like a tiny centimeter of hair. It's, hi, my name is Brian, and I'd like to act.
And I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right.
What is that? That's a movie, right?
Yeah. And then they do the full bodies. And I'm telling you, the full body is like, don't do, don't pan the camera up, but just like do that. And I'm always like, you turn, you smile, you turn, you do. Like, it's just this. I mean, the casting director's going to watch this now and be like, never again, Grace can never have her own. He doesn't want to slate. But,
I don't usually do the side unless they ask. Maybe I need to, but I'm trying to hide things.
Yeah.
But I guess I've never actually sent you, when we've traded stuff, Brian, my slates. I figure you know who I am. I normally, so for the full body, and Hunter McHugh started it for me, because he'll say if I need to do a separate, because I've always used my phone for mine.
Yeah.
So it's a repositioning the tripod and putting it a certain way, and then the lighting is different. And so for that part of it, I'll turn the phone upright and then just tack it on to the end. And I'll step out and I'll show, because I've got tattoos on my whole arm. So I'll just kind of show that slow so they can see that there's nothing obnoxious on it. And the turn.
You're like, look at these guns and my tattoos.
Yeah, look at them. look at the ink.
Yeah.
Hire me for this.
I do the still photo. I don't do a live thing usually, just because of limited space. So there's always the clicker in my hand, and then I'm like, am I pumping up too much? It's hard for me to relax in the slate.
I love that we're like focused on slates. I'm going to tell you the best slate I've ever done. Okay. The best one. And it's a shout out to my boy, Eric Hansen. Do y'all know him? He's awesome. He's great. Do you
know the name. Yeah. I don't think
I don't.
Okay. He's awesome. When you get a chance to work with him, he's wonderful. We were doing like this audition. He was like my, our actor boyfriend at the time, and that audition. And we did the audition. We did the slate and everything. And he and it's a new thing people are doing. I mean, we can do it. Y'all can do it. You're technologically smart. I don't know the right words for that, but he now cuts it in half. Like, you've seen it where they cut it in half. It's like you're standing there doing your slate, your full body, and the other parts of the screen is doing this. Have y'all seen those?
Like a collage.
Like a collage. That's the word. Like a collage. But yeah, and I was like, and that's the best one I've ever done. I'm like, that's literally, I wish I could just put different outfits on me and let's do this the whole time. Like, because it was a wonderful one. Like, I don't know how he did that. I need to like look into that. It's probably super easy, but we
can talk. I can help. I do that for my posts all the time.
You should do that too for your audition.
It was still or moving. I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Video, and in the same collage, the full body still.
Yeah.
Right next to the actual video. While the slate is going on.
Yeah. So it's not at the end. It's the whole time.
It's
together.
A pretty slate. It's not just a pan, and it goes dark and then hands. It's like a really pretty one. So that should be a tip for all of us for acting and auditions. Yeah. I think we should do slates like that.
I'm hesitant to change over. It's probably good, but it doesn't say it on the instructions. I'm like,
I know. You're like, I don't know. I just, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
You see the auditions that, the 1%er celebs do, and they take all kinds of risks. They do all kinds of stuff. There's a video game that I play, and I came across the audition that at the beginning of it, there's a cut scene, and an actor is reacting to his planet getting attacked. And I saw it was the game studio did the video, and they showed his self-tape, and then he walked through all the motion capture stuff with the dots and all the stuff that they were doing. And it started out, he didn't start out here and here like we're taught. He started out kind of wide and stepped into the shot. And I saw the one that the guy did that played the Joker in the latest Batman movie. And he had the camera following him down the hallway and doing stuff with a cane.
Yeah.
Like, I would never get away with doing stuff like that.
Well, I mean, this is how I think of it. Because sometimes, like, I mean, they're obviously at a different level, and we pray to be there. We will be there. Okay. We will
offer
be there.
only.
Yes, we will be. Offer only, right? But no, I feel like it's like, do you get to that level and then you can just, boom, do those risks because you're at that level that you can do those risks, that you're getting those auditions? Or do we just take risks now and either get X, or they're like, that's interesting. I'm always kind of like, I kind of do this when I audition, and I kind of just like, I do one take of what they ask, literally what they ask. And then I just do what I want. And I mean, that could like hurt me, but I mean, sometimes I've gotten the things when the director's been like, I love the way you did that. Like, they were like, you did completely opposite, and that was a good idea. And I think that's probably with all actors, they say that. But I think the ones I've like worked with a ton of it. I'm not going to name drop unless you want me to name drop, but I've worked with some guys that are, pretty brilliant, and they are celebrities, and they just don't care. They say all of them have the mantra of like, I don't care. I'm creating, I'm doing what I want to do. I mean, they'll take it to the fact of they care, of what they take the directions, and they just kind of, they like, I guess they use that direction. But they like do it like they just don't care. They don't care, but they do care, but they don't care.
And I'm going to substitute the word care for worry. They don't worry.
They don't worry. That's right. They don't worry. Yeah. That's. But I've had people be like, I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm like, and then they like now are celebrities, like in a new Hulu show, and I'm just like,
that's what it takes. But we really want, if we want the job, we're not being the character,
right?
And we know that, and we know we have to think about the moment before, and we got to envision things because we're just in a plain room.
Yeah.
But you forget when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they encourage you. Oh crap! They encourage you to make it your own. I haven't done a lot of in-person auditions, initial auditions, just a handful. Yeah. Most of my in-person stuff has been from callbacks, but in all of them, they'll tell you, all right, now give me one, make it your own.
Yeah.
And they don't care so much about the lines. They don't care so much about what you do. Just make it your own. And for me, in person is less pressure. I worry more. I don't know if I worry. I think more about what they think in a self-tape. Yeah. Am I hitting the points that they want?
Yeah.
Are they going to shut it off after 5 seconds because I didn't do something they want? And you try to keep all the stuff that different coaches and people from workshops tell you over the years. But at the end of the day, you have to make it your own. If everybody did it the same way, it's going to be boring for them, and it's kind of hard to stand out from the pack, I think, when you do it like that.
I did Twisted. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and I haven't really had in person. My era's been all self-tapes, maybe one in person. That was just an interview. So, but live in the room is like being on stage. You'd feel live in the room energy. You'd see their reaction. If they're like just reading, well, okay, you did fine. You know that they're not interested. But if they're like,
I'm in the era of, let me tell you, black and white headshots. I don't know if y'all remember those, but like that was, I'm like aging myself big time. Like black and white headshots. You have to have your like everything stapled to the back of your headshot, right? And then like your resume, and then the 1 inch or ½ inch like border. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do from watching TV and movies, not from my own personal experience.
From the 40s, right? Like back in the day.
Yeah, see?
Yes, that's like from that era. Anyways, and I would do in-person auditions, and it would be like some of them be absolutely great, but then some of them, I mean, you could just feel the energy like off of the cast and like you're saying that they're interested, but then some of them are just like, even if they're interested, they just have that face. But in a sense, they want you to succeed. That's what I've like learned with casting directors over the years. Like, I mean, I don't want to like name some of the ones, but like some of them are very intimidated, but then they're just like, that's just how they look. Their just face looks intimidated.
Yeah. And how would we feel after seeing 200 people and then at 3:00 we would walk in, you're like,
yeah,
they might love you, but they're like,
yeah,
I really
yeah,
want this,
absolutely.
they got their
I'm
own
a big
worries to
fan
get
of.
the movie done.
Yeah, I like the I love the I like the taped auditions. And then when I get a call back, then I'm like, let's do in person, because then I can really show you what I can do and show you my personality. Because at first I feel like when you first meet me, especially in like that kind of sense, I'm a little nervous, so I'm kind of like, I'm a little shyer in a sense. And then, but if I can tape a few, I got to get a few under my belt, and then I'm like, let's go, let's do this. So.
Yeah. If I get the option, I try to do in person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For what you just said about the personality part, I feel like if I can get in front of them,
they can see you
and show my personality a little bit.
Yeah.
I at least I feel better about it walking away. I did one the other day and I felt pretty good about it. It's kind of hard to come through on tape sometimes because there's not the interaction in between the takes.
Mm-hmm.
That's going on. There's just the scenes, because you end up cutting it together or separate, however they ask for it. And you don't really, except for the slate, you don't really get to show much else of yourself. And I think it's good for them to see your personality and see that you're not going to be a problem child on set, that you can get along,
Yes, for 12 hours. There's so many times on set I've worked behind the camera that they, that's an okay actor that, they hired, and then they're like, it's an absolutely miserable person, and they're just like, they taped an audition, we got it, and now this is what we have, and I'm like, this is what we have now for 12 hours, $100 a week. So it is, it is with the personality. That's a huge thing with I think filming and this whole industry, really. I mean, even crew wise, you have to have that good personality, because we're going to spend 100 hours a day. We're going to see you more than we see our family or anyone else in the world.
Yeah.
Let's explore your crew work.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the different jobs you've had and things like that.
Yeah. So let me tell you, I'll tell you one of my first and favorite shows I've ever worked on in my whole entire life to this day. And I didn't even act in it. I was so green. So when I was younger, I did a lot of acting. Okay. I did like commercials, like Sprint commercials and just things like that. Then I stopped for a while, took a break, and I got back into it. Right. I did my first crew job because I would see the PAs on set. I'd be like, I can do this thing. I can do that. And I did do that. So anyways, my first job was called Baytown Disco. Okay. Have you ever heard of it? No. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
It's actually
Baytown Disco.
Baytown Disco. It's a great one. It is a shoot 'em up, like just fun, hot guys, hot girls. I mean, from day one, we were all a family. And this is my first introduction to real crew work. And I was a talent, what was I? Like a talent driver assistant, kind of. Like I was just driving the actors around. Like I had no idea. Like, I had to have a walkie, and I would be afraid to talk on the walkie, and I'd be like, hello. And they were like, Grace, go to it. I'm like, okay. Like, there's that lingo. Let's see who was in it. It was so it's called Baytown Outlaws now. So you'll have to watch it. It's a shout out to all the shout out to my Baytown.
Is that a skate about skateboarding?
No, it is not. It is about redneck guys and pirates and Billy Bob Thornton and shooting up and all. I mean, just Michael Rappaport. I mean, all kinds of people. It's a good one. So it's still, if you ask anyone from that crew to this day, even the actors to this day, they will say that is their favorite show. So I was the talent driver or whatever, and I've since then worked as an assistant director. I've produced some things. I've directed some music videos. But that specific one was awesome. And we played a lot of pranks on that show. It was with, let's see, Travis Fimmel from Vikings. He's amazing. Love him so much. To this day, to interviews today, like you'll see his interviews and he'll be like that redneck mite, like, his accent or whatever. But he says that's his favorite film to this day. But Billy Bob Thornton was in it. Clayne Crawford was in it. The director, Barry, and I mean, there was just so much fun. There's so much love. So that one, I was the talent driver on that one, and I wrecked the car, and I got the key stuck in the car. It was just a bunch. It was amazing though. It was a big family of, we were all a huge family in that one. So that was one of my favorite ones. And I've also worked with Anthony Hopkins' crew, and Sir Anthony Hopkins, aka Tony. I worked with him about probably 4 times, and he knew me. Like he knew me on the second film. I was like, and he was like, "Hi, Grace," and I'm like,
wow.
I've made it. He knows me. Like, he's like, you're the boss. And I was like, I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
Hello, Grace. Has the car stopped spinning from your accident yet?
Hello, Grace.
I had him do that, actually, guys. It was quite amazing. He's brilliant.
Nice.
I've worked with Al Pacino a little bit. He's
Nice.
yeah, he's a little flirt. Literally little flirt. I feel like I'm literally name dropping, guys, so I don't mean to, but
We don't mind.
No, it's
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be
But
that
also,
person.
Billy Slaughter was his stand-in, permanent stand-in for a while.
Yeah. Wait, for who?
No,
For
not Al Pacino.
Dustin
Dustin
Hoffman. I got my small Italians mixed
only
up. My
Dustin
bad.
Hoffman, right? Yeah. At one point, I
They
was
can come on the show and they can correct me.
right. Yeah.
That's right.
I was Catherine Zeta-Jones' stand-in, and then her body double for a while, like on one show with Mark Wahlberg's team, and I think it was called Broken City.
Nice.
Years ago. That was a good one. So I've done a lot of crew. I mean, gosh, I've traveled and done crew up in like Indiana and like this with little Disney kids and in LA, just kind of all over. I've worked with James Frank. The stories I could tell, like I said earlier, TMZ would call me and I would probably make $1 million, billion, bazillion dollars. But, you know,
the stories you could tell, but don't want to say on air. So we're going to talk after, not live. Maybe one day we'll pry that out of you.
Yes.
So let's jump back to where it all began. What was what was the point that inspired you to become, but how did you get into this acting?
So when I was little, my mom said literally at like when I could start talking, I would look at and point at the TV and says, "I want to do that. Like I want to be on TV. I want to be in movies. Like just like literally." And then I'm saying literally like Kardashian. So sorry, I don't mean it.
It's all right. It's literally okay.
It's literally okay. Also, I started doing church plays, and I really love that, and just love performing, and did theater plays, and just kind of love that. And I guess at like, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 11, I'm like, I want to do this. And my mom's like, I don't know how to do this because like we're in Slidell, Louisiana. We're in Covington, like we don't know how do we do this. And that was when it just started opening back into, the doors started opening for film in New Orleans. And they were doing more commercials, more, the movies that had started there. I feel like I'm aging myself like I'm like 70 years old the way I'm talking, but I mean, I'm kind of 70 pretty much the way I'm talking.
I didn't want to say, but that's post-Katrina, that era?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a long time, yeah. And everybody's gonna be like, is she like 70? Maybe 70. I feel 70.
You look good for your age, darling.
Thanks. Got my hearing aids in right now, guys. My teeth. But I think it just always has been in me to want to. I've always performed with violin as well, so it's like I've performed in orchestras, and I've always been on the creative side. My mom can pick up any instrument. She's an artist as well, so I think it just comes kind of in me to want to do this. And then, I started doing acting, behind the scenes, and I would get really close, like with Bryan Cranston, and I would speak with him on things and like about acting, and just kind of I went back into it because it's been my passion, it's in my soul. It's like I feel when I'm on set, I feel like it's home away from home, like it's home away. It's like home is home, right? Home, but like I'm on set, I'm home. It's like a family. It's like you get to create like you just get to be with all these people that are so creative and create this world. So I think that's kind of I don't know. It started off when my story is it started off when I was little. I literally looked at the television. I was like, I want to do that. I want to act. I want to be in TV shows. I want to move. I want to be in movies. And that's where it started. Talk to my mom about that one.
Yeah. And I totally understand what you mean on set. And it's so hard to describe. It's not that you don't love your home life. It's a different connection.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I had to mention it this year, but Bill and Ted Face the Music. I was there for like a week. TJ is always teasing me about that because I love talking about that. I was Dev's photo double. We'll talk after.
It's cool. So cool.
Thank you. But I love that you're talking about name dropping. I just one name drop. Bill Sadler. So, but just to be in that, because it's such a fantasy and everybody's working together and you're working so hard and it's long hours that when it stops and that unplugs, it's a shock to your system.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
You don't get sad, but you're like,
depressed. You get a
You need a couple days.
You do. It's almost, it is. It's like we're all, like you said, it's a machine. We're all working, and the actors, from the actors to the crew to the security guards, like everyone is working to this one thing. And then you get, one, you're exhausted. Two, I feel like it's like a depression, like a little, like, like those people I just bonded with over this script, whether good or bad, like they're all good. Right. But, there is that depression there that sets in, and then, you move on to the next one and hope you get that one, right, as audition actors, and you go from there.
And you were talking about Bryan Cranston, the show where he was the judge.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you, TJ. Did you work on that one?
I did not. I don't even know if I had an audition for that one. I feel like I did have an audition for that one. I apparently didn't get it, but I did. I worked on, what was the name of it? Goodness, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my gosh, what is it? I don't know, but I did. I'm like, I don't know. They kind of like blend. They kind of blend in. I'm so sorry. I didn't. Your Honor was amazing, man. How many local talented actors that we had in that one was like just let's just go. I love it.
Before we started, we were kind of wondering, did we work together? Do we just know each other on social media? And when you said Cranston, I was like, oh, I did One Day on Your Honor's background. Were you there?
Yeah, no. No, I wasn't, sadly. No,
We're just fam. We're just fam, and just social media connected us, and that's it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like I'm sure, in this world, I've met you probably. I'm sure, like we've at something we've met. It's like when I lived in Los Angeles, I was actually PAing on a show. I walked in, I was like, I need to work, and then I somehow got the job and to work on a show. And the camera guy was a former camera guy that I acted in a movie with, and he was like. And I'm like, I didn't know you were going to be here. It was so cool because like this world is so small in this and Hollywood per se. It's like, like we've met. I'm sure we've met, and we know each other. It's just like high school. You just know each other.
Yeah.
I still haven't met TJ in person.
Yeah.
One day.
Wait, are y'all? No.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
It's like, wait, what? How?
I tend to do that. I think it's obvious. 2019, because I go to Comic Cons a lot, I was Captain Crescent City.
Okay.
And it's like a black and gold Captain America.
That's awesome.
And then they had the pep rallies, and then I got interviewed a few times, and people asked to take a picture of me. It was really fun. It was way before I started acting. And then somebody goes to interview me. I said, yeah, I just do this to get over my shyness because I think it's so obvious. And they go, really? No. so I'm sorry to trip you up on that.
maybe people are just gullible. I'm a little gullible when it comes to things.
Well, I'm sure there are people are. You know, James Earl Jones, not only did he have a stutter, but when he wasn't acting, like he'd be on the talk shows and he struggled with that. I'm sure other actors too. Maybe they talk about De Niro, that he's a little bit less vocal. Not coming up with good words when he's being interviewed as opposed to his acting, but yada yada yada.
No, I think so. I think that also can come with for me, I can say that with like in-person auditions, like I was saying earlier, like how you have this craft that you've been working on, and then you go to the audition, you're just like, this is what I have, and you kind of like, for me, I guess it's shy, or maybe just, I don't know, just kind of
nerves.
Probably nerves, nerves, and then that's when I'm like, when the callback hits, I'm like, let's go, let's roll, because I'm here. I'm here for it. But I think with taping, it helps me with auditions, because that first tape I can do a couple times, and I'm like, I'm ready.
Audition is knocking on the outside door. Callback
is like, we're here. Let's go to set. Like, I'm ready. Put my mic on, please.
So, with your experience working behind the camera and on the camera for a while now, what's your take on what's going on in the industry with it slowing down? Do you see it picking back up around here? It seems like a lot of stuff has moved to Atlanta and even foreign, Canada and Europe.
A lot of stuff has moved foreign, but I feel like with my gosh, so many people, so many creatives are having to find jobs outside of the industry, which is heartbreaking, because like people that have been, for instance, an art director I know, right? He's still doing some things, but he would be constantly going. Now he's having to do other things, like, having to like figure out some kind of business to do on the side. Or I feel like it will come back. I know, I've heard, I think I said about 6 shows coming possibly to New Orleans. I know Texas is opening up and it's huge, like with Taylor Sheridan stuff is huge. But yeah, I do pray it comes back. I'm not sure if it's going to be as booming as it was, when I was, a youngster. But I mean, I feel like, I do hope it comes back because we have to do something. We have to create. We have to, we have to make movie magic. And what better place is New Orleans, Louisiana, or, just in Louisiana in general to do that. Because we've had it so long. So many people. It's just like what Samuel Jackson's in Nola King, right? He's the guy. I worked with him years ago. I remember him. He loves New Orleans. He'll talk about this. He loves New Orleans. So it's like, shoot it here. Let's shoot here because the actors, they love it in Louisiana. So, but yeah, I've heard. There's work everywhere, and people do travel. It's like we're kind of the circus in a sense of that you follow the work, and people follow the work. You go where the work goes.
New Mexico was starting to boom for a little bit. I don't know if it still is.
Mm-hmm. And for us actors with the taping, and that's one good thing about the taping is because we can audition from your house and, wherever, and then go fly somewhere to shoot as long as their work is local right now, right? You have to work as a local. Yeah. But hopefully that will change and we can actually have the talent and go.
Are you SAG?
I'm SAG eligible. I haven't joined SAG because I don't have enough of the SAG jobs to do SAG. So I still do non-union stuff. And I like it. I dig it, actually. I love the non-union independent stuff. I did a really awesome role that I was like this sweet girl. And it was called, I'm really bad at names lately. Not Bruiser. Was it Bruiser? I am bad. It was just really the kind of all go. But anyways, I had this role that was like the sweet girl, and then in my my purse, and all of a sudden I come out and I'm just like blazing guns, and it was a non-union role. It was awesome, I got paid well, but it was awesome. And then I wound up getting murdered and stepped on and stuff, and had blood and glass and stuff. It was awesome.
Nice.
So I love the non-union stuff, but I haven't joined SAG.
If it was here, like New York or LA, where everything, including background, is SAG. It would make sense to jump in once you're eligible.
Yes.
But that's my next step is I'm trying, and I just want to be eligible to put it on the top of my resume and say
eligible.
Let's go.
Same. Yeah. I just want to be eligible.
Yeah.
You will be. Y'all will be. This is the year 2026. This is the year.
I have something very cool coming out, and TJ knows what it's about, and I can't say yet, of course, but the script was good. The people I were working with, good. The cinematography, I've seen some of the stuff in camera, maybe some of the shots before it's been fully processed. And I'm so excited about it that I could see it taking off. I will say it's like a horror, and horror can take off real faster than
flip so quick.
But I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want to jinx it.
No, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Don't do that. That's like a, zip, pray.
Yeah. That's the hard part for me.
Yeah, but I want to know now, this. But you're hoping
we'll share stories off, and we've talked about it a little bit here. People might be able to figure out. That's all I'm going to say. But it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, you might flip over. Hopefully, it'll flip and you become SAG eligible. That would be awesome. Yeah. Now, I don't right now. I don't have. I've just been auditioning. I haven't had much. Not anything in the works right now. Hopefully, if someone's watching this, y'all hire me and I can eat next week. But not in the. I've just been auditioning. That's what I've been auditioning with, and not just like local casting directors, all from all over actually. So which is a plus because they're actually seeing and wanting to actually see me.
Do you have one agent or multiple agents in the different territories?
I have my action talent agent. I have my girl, my home girl. She's like the queen. I think she's top. She's top. So I've had multiple agents before, but my home girl's the one I have.
Right. I like Jim Gleason. He has his LA agent.
Yeah.
And his Southeast agent.
Yeah. I did have a LA commercial agent for a while, and I got some work from her. But really, I think that let me tell you this. I also look for myself too. I don't know if y'all do that. I self-submit, and I also, if I find something. So I found this movie called Clocks years ago. We shot it. It was like during COVID. We shot it, I think, or right after COVID, like right when it was like kind of getting over and people were kind of opening doors again. I found this audition. I It was a really amazing role. It was so good. It was so cool. It was like I was like demon possessed, and I like was crying over this thing with a baby, and then it like hung me, and I was like, it was like a stunt included, like being hung and all this stuff. It was like the opening scene. It was like bam, right off the door, and I was like, that's an awesome role. It was very emotional. It showed a lot of range. It showed a lot of range of a lot of crying, and I really love that part of acting. I love the drama, like getting into the nitty gritty of it. But I self-submitted and I wound up booking it. I self-submitted. I texted my agent, and she like jumped on board once I was like in it, like with the casting director, and yeah, it was cool. But I did definitely do both. I hustle, and I'm like, if I really like something, I'm like, hey, I need your help. But sometimes if it's like not a high paying something, I'll just self-submit and hopefully I get it and get something on my resume.
When you self-submit and book, do you still give your agent that percentage?
Yep.
Okay. I had that feeling about you as a person, but I also was like, maybe I should have asked this when we weren't live.
Yeah, no, I do. Even if it's, I mean, sometimes she'll be like, nah, it's okay. But like most of the time I send it over because it's like, she works hard for me. And I am like, she's like a mama to me, and she's in my corner and I trust her.
Yeah.
And that's, that's hard to find in this industry. So I absolutely give her even if she had nothing to do with it, I absolutely give her.
Right.
And
then it's, like you said, you reach out and say, I booked this on my own. It's an indie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this small part here. This is what I'm making.
And boom.
How much do you want? Because I get lost in the percentages. And sometimes I don't need that. And then, it'll be this much. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that there's a thought, but before coming into this biz, and certain younger actors or new to the biz actors, like, why would I give my agent money? They didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because they're your agent.
Because they're in your corner. They're going to protect you. They're like, they're your like, man, you're fighting, but they're like, you could do this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're the type you wouldn't give the money to when they don't book you, go look for a new agent.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm not going to name any names of this one, but this is a really popular one. Y'all could figure it out if you really dig hard enough in it. But I had an agency when I was really little, right? When it was black and white pictures. Did work for, was like almost joining SAG. Okay. And I was really busy. And somehow I took a break and I came back. And this is before Angie. So I came back and I was like, and I'm not going to talk bad about it. I'm just going to tell the story and then y'all can make a decision of how it was. I came back and she like fussed me. She was like, you could have been famous, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm sorry. I just did something different. I'm sorry. It's just not my path right there. And yes, I wish I would have stayed with it for a while. Then whatever. So I'm like, I'm here now. So I started auditioning and I booked a commercial, and it was a SAG commercial, got a good check, and I never got the check. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And then I like reached out and I didn't hear back. And I was like, well, let me just reach, people are busy, whatever. So I reached out again and she kind of like attacked. No, reached out again. I had to call SAG because I was like, I don't know where this check is. Like, and they're like, well, we sent you your agent. Okay. So then I reached out to her and then they kind of like attacked me of saying that I didn't give them percentage. It was like kind of like calling me a liar. And I'm like, you've known me since I was like 9, like 8 or 9 years old. Like, I'm not, my family. Like, so that's why I'm like, when you have someone good in your corner, keep them, give them what they deserve. So I broke ties with that agent, and they're good agents though. Like, I mean, it just when I got older, it just wasn't a good one for me. So I have friends that have them. Y'all may have them. Who knows? But just not for me.
That's overt. Keep your money. And an agent 2 years ago now got arrested for doing that. Went to jail because he wasn't sharing the money. I don't remember all the details. Don't quote me on anything.
Yeah.
But it could also just be a personality thing.
Yeah.
And maybe a miscommunication. And then you go, well, it's time, and I'm not looking. Don't worry, Suzanne.
Yeah.
But you may say, I want to see what another person can do. But that's, you just talk with your agent, you communicate. But when I've heard some evil type stuff of, especially with the money, and it's, I'll leave it at that because I have not experienced that personally.
It was sad. It was a super sad thing because I like known that person since I was like 9. I was like a little girl. Like, she knew my family, and it was just kind of like, but it's okay. Like, no hard feelings. I found my girl, and I love her to death, and that's why especially try to, I try to do right by her, as much as I can do right by her. So
I feel like things work out for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of working out, we've worked out our whole conversation, I think, and I think it's time to go.
Oh, no. This has been so fun. Let me name drop some more, right? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Part 2, come back in a few months.
I'm so
For sure.
So
maybe
Yes.
after Todd's drops, we'll get some of the cast back
Oh
on.
my gosh, that would be so fun. Yes.
It'd be nice. We are starting to learn to have more than one guest. That would be fun to do that with a cast.
Oh yeah, so you can actually have more people on here?
Yeah, and we can do multiple. It gets a little chaotic, but we've gotten a little better about it. Probably not for a live, probably for a recorded one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The interviewer has to kind of direct the questions more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would be up upon us to balance it and make sure people aren't being left out.
Yeah.
You know what I
and
mean?
people talking over people and things like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate this NOLA film scene, guys. This is awesome. I know y'all had to twist my arm a bunch of times, even made me come here when I couldn't talk even, but now I'm finally here. So
you got sick. This is the time you were supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff happens,
I love it, guys. So, thank y'all so much. I hope I was
you were very
you were
entertaining,
fantastic.
And we love name dropping.
Yeah.
Unless
I wasn't really.
No,
I was just
kidding.
that's just my stories. Just my stories, y'all.
That's why we're here. We love hearing people's stories, and I mean, stories are meant to be told, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We're storytellers.
Hey.
And let me tell you, I've met some. Let me just real quick. I've met some of my best friends working in this industry. Just from, really just people that just get it. How my brain works, they just get it. We just all kind of get it, and y'all get it, and I think that's really cool to have how we've all become a family and through this wild, sad, crazy, amazing, terrifying industry.
That's
you
right.
find your tribe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I say that about the Comic-Con people. There's people in New Orleans, I can make a joke with something, but they don't get my geek stuff. But when I go to a Comic-Con, I can mix the two and no effort, and people, they may not laugh, but they understand the reference.
Yeah, they get the reference. That's right.
Grace, could you share your socials with us?
Yes. So my Instagram is the Grace LaRacca, and on Facebook's just my name, Grace. Oh, it might be Grace Hickson. It's Grace Hickson on Facebook. But you could also look me up under Grace LaRacca. And then my TikTok, I'm not really great at the TikTok. It's Grace with a face. And that was because a camera guy, I don't know, he's named me Rome. I don't know if y'all know Rome Enterprise. He named me Grace with a face. So it's Grace with a face on TikTok. And I'm not really funny, but I try. I try to be funny on that.
I think we need to expand the TikTok to expand our base to get people back to the show. It's just, we're older than you and we're hesitant,
Go to TikTok. Do this on TikTok too. Yeah. I don't have many followers, but I have some. So on TikTok. On Snapchat, I have a freaking ton, which is, I don't even know how I have that many. And I've I guess it's 20,000 or something on Snapchat. I don't do it. I used to just tell stories. Use it that much. Yeah, I know. I used to just tell crazy stories, kind of like now, and with different faces, and I don't know.
I've never used it. I just thought it was like WhatsApp, like a communication tool. I've never used it.
I just tell stories.
I used it for the filters to make a lion face, or and then post that.
Yeah, well, I would do that, but I would tell stories of just crazy stuff that's happened to my life, but I don't ever do it anymore. So maybe I should get back on it.
Because that's what you have to do to keep your presence known. So the industry goes, I want that person. See, we've helped each other out.
Yes, we need to all come together. Yes,
for sure.
Excellent. Well, Grace, it's been great talking to you, folks. We loved having you, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye, guys. Thank you all so much.
See y'all next time.